Hello and welcome. My name is Jill Thorson and my website is www.addpowernow.com. I'm very excited to be here and thank you for giving me this opportunity to talk to you about Proactive, a way to heaven. But first, let me tell you a little about myself. I was someone who would start to become very successful in my job, but then I would blow it. So I would lose my job and have to start all over. I'll give you an example. I moved to California and I was knew nobody. And I wanted to teach English. I took the English exam. It was 150 questions. I was rushed to get there. I'd never been to Berkeley, California, and I went there from Santa Cruz, and I couldn't find a pencil sharpener, and I sat down. And after the test, I found out that I failed it by 10 questions out of 150. I quit. I decided that I'd be a substitute teacher. I started substituting in a large school, and I worked my way up to becoming a long-term substitute. In fact, I had one teacher say that he wouldn't take a position part-time at a college unless I'd be his long-term sub. And I was. Eventually, the special education director asked me to please join their staff. I did. I went back to school. I was highly successful. But then when I was getting praised by the director of special education, the teachers, the parents, I did something incredibly stupid. And I quit my job before I got fired. Why am I telling you this? Because I didn't know what I'm going to talk to you about today. And if I would have known then what I know now, I would have done things totally differently, hopefully. Proactive, a way to heaven. First of all, being proactive. This is not going to be about taking out a planner and filling in the dates and planning what's going to happen in your life. This is going to be something totally different. If you wanted a planning session, you could have got your own planner and set it up. We're going to talk about proactive as opposed to reactive. First of all, you have to think of reacting to something. When you react, you hand all the power over to circumstances. You do something because of something else. Let's think about the weather. The weather changes, it starts to rain, you react, you put up an umbrella. You eat something sour and you make a face, and that's a reaction to what you've eaten. You're reacting to the circumstances. Your attention. In the past, I would not pay attention to my bills until I got a late notice, and I would almost have my electricity shut off. That's a reaction. In emergencies, we often react. Now, how is that compared to proactive? When you are proactive, you're causing your actions totally. You are the cause. You call the shots, and you always choose your behavior. This doesn't mean that you don't have foresight, because foresight is something like, we all know we're going to eventually die. Well, you shouldn't wait, and say, well, I'll be proactive in the moment because I am there. You should set up a will ahead of time. That's just foresight. But when you try to set other things up ahead of time, you're trying to cross the bridge before you get there. You're actually reacting to what you think is going to happen. So you have to be the cause in the moment and come from a place which is actually causing it to happen, which may mean that you need to make a shift. So which would you prefer? Would you prefer to be the person who is proactive and causing their life and causing what's happening? Or do you want to react and be stressed and keep doing what you're doing? If you like what you've seen, I hope you'll come back. I have 3 more segments Okay? I'll see you on the next one. Why don't you run over to www.addpowernow.com. That's ADDPOWERNOW.com. If you sign up and opt in, I promise not to give your email away, and you can come back and see the rest of this. Thank you.